Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. Okay, first things first. I pay attention to the items that are going on within the gaming world, the industry, and content creation, the live streaming industry, um, charity works, and organizations either giving a voice or a cause to more or less the veteran demographic or not. Now, what I can tell you is the veteran demographic, which encompasses a lot of other demographics such as the LGBTQIA plus, the Black Lives Matter. Let me move that as well. Women in gaming, a lot of other stuff as well, and really, a lot of us are kind of bound by like a triple edge, not necessarily a double edge, but a triple edge type of sword, where if we speak in positivity of the manner, such as support for the LGBTQIA plus community, there you go. Oh well, aren't you this? Or if we speak against anything that goes against what we stood for, what we served with. Oh well, I thought you defended this. That's a double edge. And if we try to defend people in that, you're just an unhinged veteran. That's why I say it's that triple edge aspect. That's why for me, I basically said I don't care anymore. I'm gonna speak about it, and if I piss people off, I piss people off. I don't care anymore because I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything through and through, and all the other crap in between of what can be done and can't be done. And I bring this up because Bungie has finally teamed up with a veteran organization for their Bungie Foundation. Now, I can confirm by way of Stack Up, whom I have been actively fundraising for the past, I want to say, 4 years now. They had done something in the past where they flew vets to Bungie's HQ. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like a straight up charity that benefits a organization that they're in partnership with. Now, was it the right move or not? I don't know. But they've gone with an organization that has like resources such as veteran assistance in like suicide prevention. They don't have the resources for when we get out trying to make sense of a complete cultural shock because we go from the military culture back to civilian life, and it's brutal because I spoke about this in previous episodes. It's brutal because we don't just adjust right on the fly. I've been out in the military since 2015. I still have a hard time talking to other people, especially other gamers. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, well, you're sitting here talking to us. Y'all don't understand what it took to get to this point. Like, you don't understand what it took for me to be able to be comfortable to have a camera, let alone a mic to be able to talk. It took years. Like, overall, I feel it's a good step in the right direction to shine that light on basically a demographic of people that in essence feel like we've been forgotten. As I'm pretty sure here in November, mainly on November 11th, you can have all these other platforms that are not even platforms. You got all these other businesses that won't say shit, that won't say a damn thing about vets until somebody's like, "Oh, hey, how about you didn't do anything. Why don't you mention it?" I was shocked when I seen Twitch mention something on Twitter last year. Shocked. As for me, I'm gonna do what I do every year: raise money for a veterans organization. Pretty simple. This year though, it's gonna be way different because I'm gonna be doing a Veterans Day raid-a-thon on Destiny 2 with nothing but a full team of fellow veterans, whether they're Marines, airmen, army, soldiers, squids out of the Navy, coasties from the Coast Guard, Puerto Pirates, what you want to call them, or even those that are going above and beyond Space Force. I don't care what branch they're in. I want to do a Raidathon charity run with veterans. Now, if I have there's enough people to be able to do two teams, if we can have like a little mini Raidathon race, but I don't know how their schedule is going to look. So that's why it's like I was just looking for just these amount of people to try to figure out what's going on with that and everything else. Now, on the flip side to that, Destiny servers. Holy crap. I have seen servers on fire, figuratively and legitimately. I have seen servers run perfect. I have seen crashes multiple times. To the degree on how bad their servers are messing up, it's a straight up DDoS attack, and it's causing the game, for a live service game, to be unplayable. That's basically like going into your email and saying sorry, cannot load multiple times throughout the day. Oh, I need to check my text messages. What is this? It cannot load. That's pretty much the same thing. Where the data and everything else that we're trying to, play on with the game, it'll say contacting Destiny 2 servers and then just straight boot us off. Like, I was trying to do some harder content with my clan on Destiny, but that wasn't happening. And it's like, I just want to sit there and, play a game that I paid for, in the season pass I've paid for, and have it run smoothly. Because now it runs into the question, what's the purpose of the season pass that we pay for, or people are pre-ordering, or there's no bundle aspect within your game to where people have to buy singular items, singular expansion items from the game. And you're reckoning millions to billions of dollars, and you can't go to your parent company, hey, Sony, we need your assistance in this, but we're going to handle it ourselves. I don't understand the logic in that. Like, it would be one thing to, say, I need help, or on the other token, we got it. You don't got it. You need help. Contact your parent company. Pretty freaking simple, right? Well, I say pretty simple, but I know it's a lot more complex than that. At the end of the day, it's just one of those things like, why are you not putting a little bit more effort into this when you've been reckoning so much money on him? Because I know the employees at Bungie are, they do their best at what they're given in the scenarios that they're given. But at the end of the day, if you don't own up to it and you don't actively try to fix it, which I know they're doing, and I know they've said, hey, we have a DDoS attack going on. They clarified that the other day. If they didn't do that, they would just look like, oh, we only want your money, which they want to provide a quality product for us to play and enjoy. It's just it's just crappy because of how it's going. The stuff within that. Speaking of paying, I'm gonna just say this straightforward. If Elon Musk moves forward with everybody having to pay to use Twitter, I'm out. I will go use Instagram or whatever or wherever, but I will not pay a subscription, a social media site that I can use for free. I will not pay a subscription for just for basic functionality of it. Will not happen. And I don't care if they all moved up. Like, hey, that's a good way for me to get off social media. A really damn good way for me to get off social media. As when you want if you want to see your platform crash and burn in the social media space, go ahead and force that. Because you have a lot more people who are not wanting to pay for a free product, mind you, just to use it. That just makes no sense. Like at the end, then it's gonna come down to the thing. Like everything we use, we have to pay for. Like I had to pay for all the equipment here. That's understandable because it's what I do. And then pay for the internet to be able to use it. Then pay for the TV to be able to watch it. Pay for the car in order to drive it. Pay for gasoline. Pay for food. Pay for this. Pay for this. Pay for this. Da 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 da. I don't understand why a billionaire, I'm gonna even straight up say trillionaire, needs more money. No, you have everything. You have the tech to send people to space. Now you have the tech to run a social media site. Oh, be it, you've been doing a shit job at it. I'll be honest. I mean, it's gotten a little better, but it's kind of gotten worse. It's like, take the good with the bad and all this other crap, blah, 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 blah. But why would I want to give a trillionaire more money? If you have enough to probably wipe out, hunger in South and over in, where world hunger is rampant at, and you don't. Am I sitting here trying to be a humanitarian? Fuck no. I'm not. I just realized I dropped the F-bomb. I gotta go back and edit that so I can post it to YouTube. Whoops. I don't care. Yes, I know, freedom of speech, but guess what? They have their own rules and regulations, and that's what you're bound by. And, stuff like that. Like, if they move it to where it's part of their rules and regulations, a bit. I'll uninstall the app. I'll delete my account off of Twitter or Twixer or X or whatever you wanna use. I'm not calling it X. I'm sorry, because I was chilling in a homie's Discord last night, and every time I see the X, it's like DMX. X gonna give it to you. I'm like, what? No. And then you want to talk about tweets? Are they are they still gonna be called tweets, or are they Twixes and Twixers and stuff like that? Then it runs into the question: are you far left Twix or far right Twix? Alt left, alt right Twix. Like, which one are you, left or right? And I don't identify with being Republican, Democrat, or any of that other crap. I'm a red-blooded American who makes his own independent decisions and does his own independent factual research on things. So people, and I had somebody who I wish didn't have the mentality of what he had yesterday in the stream. Say, oh well, I don't want to be associated with somebody who, how did he put it? If I'm not mistaken, He said, or they said, and I quote, "Pandering to the woke mob isn't a good look. Good luck to you, but this ain't for me." That's fine. But don't sit there and say that I pander to the woke mob, because I don't pander to anybody. I can either agree with or disagree with whatever people are saying or doing. That's it. That's my own informed opinion on things. If I see something happening, I'm like, okay, I agree with that. Or I disagree with it. Or why do you disagree with it? Here's my take. And before I bring up this next topic, um, I wanted to I wanted to find this before I speak on it. Let me take a look at this article by IGN. Or which one do I want to take a look at? Yeah, we'll use this one. So, Unity, which is a gaming engine. There's a core underlying issue with that. If they decide to go through and decide to use it, or not use it, but decide to like decide to go through and implement their change, of all the games that have been created, produced, and downloaded, 61% of all the games using a Unity engine. And it's not per purchase, it's per download, per install. If somebody has a really, really bad feel, like they have bad blood with the company, like I know some people have bad blood with Destiny. Well, if they're charged, we'll say, we'll just use $5 per install. I know some people who go above and beyond and be extremely petty, go to, wherever there's a gaming center, install and uninstall Destiny on multiple computers. And that $5 adds up real quick, especially in the span of a 12-hour period. So let's say, 12 hours, $5 within that 12 hours, that's $60 per machine. There's maybe 100 machines there. That's $6,000 in a 12-hour span that Bungie has to pay Unity. That's not a good look for anything. Now, if it's cents on the dollar, that's understandable. But still, the notion still remains, and I wholeheartedly believe it needs to be per purchase, not per install. Now, I could be wrong with the notion on it, but it's just what I have in front of me. And Unity went on and did like a little backpedal and stuff, but I don't foresee I don't foresee it sticking, especially if they wanted to try to, if they like if developers and stuff wanted to more or less challenge it in court. Because at the end of the day, it's just going to be one of those things that either people are going to agree with or they're going to disagree with. And if they disagree with it and it's going to hurt their bottom line, then they can move to a different game engine, which the indie dev wrote to Vostok, which is it's very, very similar to Escape from Tarkov. It's extremely hardcore. It's a looter shooter mechanic and all that other stuff. But I'm telling you, like, they have been looking at alternate gaming engines that aren't going to screw them over in the back end of it. Because essentially what this Unity thing is doing is it's going to basically kill off the open betas and the closed betas and basically alpha testings and stuff like that for games and that that are going to be kind of relevant. That's one of the main issues. Because me, hey, you shoot me an email. Hey, I have this. I have this product that I think you would like. It's just a little synopsis of a game, and then I'll take a look at the trailer. And if it's like something, I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take a look at it. Can I stream it? Can I showcase it with my community? Blah 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 blah. Sure. Or no. We rather keep it authentic and everything else. So with that, next one is I hate politicians. And I wish that was, an alcoholic beverage, if anything. Am I endorsing it? No. But I hate politicians who can't seem to get their heads out of their asses. Or have lost touch with reality so freaking bad so many times. Like, why in the hell are you going to sit there and try to say, oh, we think this is best for the country, but we ourselves are not going to follow it? Like, dude, come on. At the end of the day, whenever you pass the laws and you sign them and you sign, when you pass the bill and the bill signed the law, everybody follows them. Nobody's immune. Like, I'll talk more about the subject whenever the podcast episode comes up, or it will be a spicy freaking podcast, mind you, or a spicy episode. Go back with the whole Benghazi thing. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some international law where it's illegal for people to do gun running, in the manner that it was done, and espionage in the manner it was done, and the failed leadership across the board. Dereliction of duty, aiding and abetting into the enemy, and stuff like that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything, but whenever you see certain things that come across your desk, you're like, huh, interesting. But nobody wants to hold anybody accountable anymore. Nobody wants to be able to sit there and say, hey, you did the wrong, you need to pay the piper on it. You need to go testify before Congress and also hope that the FBI and the DOJ don't slap, a 20-year prison sentence on you, and some people get away scot-free. And it's all due to, how much money is in that other person's pocket. It's why I can't stand politics. It's why you'll never see me go into the political sphere, because, one, I'll call it out like it is, and two, I won't be reserved in the manner I talk with. Three, especially whenever it comes to somebody on the opposite aisle or opposite side of the aisle. Three, I don't align with what a lot of the deals and the stuff's brokered too. So it's one of those things, like, I wouldn't be the best candidate to represent a large community. I wouldn't. I know people are like, well, you represent the veteran community. Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess you could say that within the streamers, like the streaming area. Which brings me to this one: the friendships I've made within this industry, within streaming and gaming, I cannot thank enough. Because there have been times where I've been like seriously beat myself up, and then I jump into I jump into a freaking voice chat like I'm in now, like I'm in mine now, and then there's a little soundbite like, or here like a little soundbite like this one right here. It's a little duck or an air horn, or the AI, and then my answer to somebody who doesn't want to know. And it's just awesome because it's the little sound bites and the little stupid stuff that we do just for the sheer purpose to entertain the audiences that are watching, or that are listening, who are often doing out and about and doing stuff. I wouldn't want to replace. I have my three circles: my veteran circle, then my streaming circle, then everybody else. And being connected with different groups like Stack Up or Disgruntled Vets, the USO Regiment. Um, that's something that I will never ever be able to replace or take for granted, because knowing that people legitimately have your back no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're facing, the mental struggles that you deal with, having somebody who legitimately knows of what you're struggling with has been absolutely amazing. And I wouldn't be able to cheer that for the world. Hmm. Excuse me, I had to stretch. I wouldn't trade that for the world. Like, realistically. Um Last one that I'm gonna touch on. It's a pretty heavy discussion topic. And it's more or less, how do you continue to be that voice for the of that reason, and all the other stuff and everything else, especially when you have a very very large figurehead, a face of a platform, do something extremely egregious, and you have kids that can access the site with ease. You have kids that can easily see what's going on. And with several staff inside of a chat laughing at it, whether it was staged or not, knowing full damn well of what the TOS and the community guidelines are written for, and what their what the notion and everything else was, it boggles my mind on why they would allow this to happen. Because I'll be honest, that I got flashbacks to 2020 with what happened with Mixer. Seeing the clip that I seen, I'm not gonna mention the streamer's name, but they have been recently banned, or they've been banned on Twitch before. And the fact that Kick Fallout Well knows this and has him signed And you got the freaking owner and the co-founder of Kick inside the channel dropping laughing emojis and just making light of the situation when he has the full capacity to end the live stream and do what's needed to be done when it's a gross negligence and violation of not just the TOS and community guidelines, but law. That is a failure across the board. Now I would have been speaking, with a lot more fire and brimstone and everything else, but I was on the space over on Twitter. I was in a space with like well over 170 plus other people, and we all talked, and we all basically had the notion on the same thing. Now the half-hearted apology that Kick put out, we all saw through the BS. It should have been it should have been the safety and standards of our community come first before anything else. We are addressing the situation as we speak, and the parties involved will be dealt with accordingly. But them to say, quote, there's incredible untapped potential in what live streaming has to offer. We're firm believers that the greatest days of live streaming are yet to come. With that said, community and public safety cannot be compromised in the process of making content. We're continually learning where this balance sits and making changes daily. We appreciate our community for the continuous feedback, both the good and the bad. We'll keep you updated on the coming changes to community guidelines and subsequent enforcement measures. Or how about you permaban the person that did it? Holy crap. Because it legitimately goes back to 2020, where we were calling all the platforms to do better because of what had come to light from conventions and personal residences and everything else. And I'm not going to dive into it because I don't want anybody who's listening to have that past trauma brought back up. But we all had one clear message: do better. And over a Mixer, we all demonetized, or we didn't demonetize, but we made it to where they weren't making any money off of us on for like a week. We there were partners that disabled their sub button. There were people that disabled all their elixir their embers that we could get. And we were like, hey, we are just tired of seeing this happen. Like, we're tired of seeing this happen. I'm tired of veterans being harassed. I'm tired of seeing women in gaming and also female streamers and those in the LGBTQIA plus communities. I'm tired of them being, ostracized and everything else. I'm tired of everybody being treated like utter garbage when we're just trying to enjoy what we do. Because you have people that want to sit there and not make it fun. And then you got other people that want to take it to a whole nother level of extreme and be like, oh, hey, I'm going to do this because I feel like I can. And there's not going to be any recourse or repercussions. I'm free to say what I want, but I'm not going to face anything. I'm going to tell you straightforward. There is no such thing as freedom from consequences. Freedom of speech, yes. Freedom to live your life how you choose. 100%. Freedom from consequence? Nah. FAFO. F around, find out. That's the general notion. Because you're free to F around. But the finding out part is the consequence. Whether it be good, bad, or extremely ugly. And in many cases, it's bad or extremely ugly. Very rare is it good. But with the whole kick thing that happened, and literally nothing but done, I can literally pull the dude's live stream up right now and he's still alive. Hasn't been taken down because of the gross negligence to the TOS and community guidelines. That's something that was just like, nope. Because had this happened on Twitch, he would have instantly got, like, it would have been taken down. But maybe not instantly, but enough people, bring it up, it would have been taken down. Facebook would have perma blocked his account. I don't know what Rumble would have done. I haven't been on Rumble that long. But aside from that, just one of those things, like, you see the crap that's happened, and then you go through knowing that this is going to have a lasting effect on a platform you produce content to, whether it's live or recorded. So man, I don't understand, man. I don't get why people do the crap that they do. I literally wish I could psychoanalyze them and be like, what makes you, like, what made you decide to do this? What made you decide to create that account? What made you decide to come to, either my channel or somebody else's channel and say the things you said? Or as the creator, who is who's been known to do outlandish and outrageous stuff, what full outright made you want to do this? That's really what I want to know. So, with that being said, we'll never know. I appreciate those tuning in over on YouTube and also listening on Spotify and those on Rumble. If you want to catch me live at any point in time throughout the week, information will be below. If you want to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, that little like button, I greatly appreciate it. If you want to subscribe to the channel for more content, feel free to do so. Until then, we'll be back with another episode next week. I am going to try to get my schedule and everything lined up and possibly have on a special guest that I've been meaning to bring on for quite some time. And basically do like do the interview like I did with Boogie, just questions straight from the hip, go from there, and then everything else within that. Regardless of the fact on what's going on with the streaming and gaming industry, I always see the positive more than the negative. Yes, there's always negative and always bad crap things that happen. But at the end of the day, there's more positive than there are negatives. For example, a friend of mine got sponsored by an energy drink company the other night, live on the channel when they swung by. Was this? Do I feel like this was overshadowed by the negative thing? Or that happened? Okay, hell no, because he's worked his ass off to get where he's at. Same thing with me getting this this Veterans Day charity raid-a-thon going. It's gonna be fun. So, but no, I'm definitely gonna be trying to get my special guest in for next week and go from there. So for those that are on Spotify and YouTube, I will catch y'all on the next one. Later.